you really have a choice. If you're positive and you're thinking about the positive outcomes, it's a fantastic once in a lifetime opportunity. And that might seem a really strange thing to say, but it is. And if you focus on, the opportunities you can to grow yourself, to help your family, to produce better business people and colleagues, and there's so much stuff on that side, and chemically in the body, producing serotonin and dopamine, the reward hormones, everything's working for us. But if we switch to the other side of the equation and we start being fearful, which is a rational position to be in, we start getting adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormone coming out, and we're almost looking for the negative sides of it.
And how do we get over those feelings of panic? When you're lying in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and one night you sleep perfectly well, but the next night you think, goodness gracious, the world's going to end. We're all going to die. I'm going to lose half my family. I'm never going to get back to work. I'm never going to have a job again. We're never going to get out of the house. How do you get over those horrible feelings, which I know many people every now and then are going to experience?
Yeah, that is a really interesting question. Again, it's just this awareness that your moods are going to fluctuate because it's a new, novel situation we haven't been in. So whether you think you're dealing with it fine, subconsciously you might not be. So the first step is just being aware that this is going to be a mood fluctuation. And especially at night time, when we generally don't talk to anybody, we tend to assume our negative bias, the worst things are going to happen. So, the first thing to do when you get out of bed is get into some routine. If it's mindfulness and breathing or exercise as I do, or just a realization every day that there's opportunities today. As long as we be healthy and safe and practice the social distancing and do all the things we've been advised to do, then that's our platform.
And what about if you're looking after somebody else, or if you're with, you're at home with your partner or your friend or a family member, and you can tell that they're feeling stressed and they're feeling upset and anxious? How do you reassure them? How do you try and make them feel a bit better?
Yeah, they call this the stress signature of somebody. So knowing what stresses them and then what de-stresses them. So knowing your friend or partner's signature is very powerful. And you might know it, you might not, but by a process of listening rather than talking and listening with a non-judgmental framework around it, you'll get people then to be nicely vulnerable, to share their innermost fears. And just that process, without trying to solve something, can be so powerful in itself. So if I'm advising anybody to do anything, it's to listen a bit more, not to listen to interrupt, listen to understand, to not judge. And that process often yields a better outcome.